My name is Brock Page, and I do random sports picks for fun. Now, we're going to get to some picks in just about 30 seconds, but I do have something to say to you first. I just need to tell you that I had a great day yesterday in my Major League Baseball picks. Now, I know I just went 2-2. I know we got smoked on that Angels game, but when you go 0-6 to start the week, you take the small victories where you can get them. You ride it out, you get creative, and you find new ways to get the fucking job done. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not a bankroll manager, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I accrued this year through basketball and baseball, I blew in 2 fucking days this week on 6 games. It's gone. I'm not going to tell people how to spend their money. I just pick fucking games and I try to win them for myself. And you know what? If I got to be a $100 a game better again, well, fuck it. Let's do it all over again. Try to get this money back. All right, first game I have for you. It is going to be New York Yankees plus 1.5 at Houston with the total at 9.5. Currently, the Astros are the Moneyline favorites at $1.27. And at the moment, 65% of the money's on Houston to get the job done. Tonight's probables: Montgomery for the Yanks, Martez for the Astros. And speaking of Houston, they won 2 of their last 3 despite their bludgeoning last night at the hands of the Yanks. And the seemingly struggling Houston team is still an impressive 7-3 in their last 10. In addition to all that, Houston does still hold the season series lead 3-2 against these very Yankees. But if you're a Houston bettor and you're thinking you won't have to sweat this one out, the Astros are facing a Yankees squad who's winning an impressive 71% of their games versus teams over 500. New York's also winning a solid 61% of their games as the underdog. The good news for Yankees bettors pretty much ends there, however, as this New York team is winning just 46% of their games on the road. The Bronx Bombers have also won just 7 out of 14 games when Jordan Montgomery makes the start on the hill. So the case for both sides can certainly be made. I normally do that. But before I pick a winner in this one, let's break down the total real quick. Houston games are 3-1 for the overs in their last 4. Meanwhile, on the other side, 2 out of the Yankees' last 4 games have gone under the posted total themselves. This one really could go either way as far as the scoring. You guys are more than welcome to tell me what you think about whether this game goes over or under. And if you do, please explain why you think it goes over or under. I leave the comment section open for a reason. And speaking of open, let's try to open up my bookie's figurative jugular and pick some winners. No, I'm just kidding. I'd never do that to him. But anyway, when it comes to a victor in this one, I'm really impressed with the showing that the Yanks had last night on the road. They've proven themselves to struggle away from home, but literally pounded the ball last night for 13 runs. That said, Houston this year is winning nearly 70% of their games as the favorite, and they're also winning a respectable 67% versus teams over 500. Most impressive, this Astros team is an unblemished 3-0 when Francis Martez makes the start on the bump. I'm loving the run line equity in this one. I'm looking for the Astros to bounce back in a big way and knock around Montgomery a little bit. I've got the Houston Astros minus 1.5 on my ticket for some run line cash. I think I'm getting like plus 145 or plus 150. I got to take a look at my ticket. And when it comes to the total, these 2 teams set the tone last night with 17 total combined runs. I think we'll see a little bit more of the same this evening. I'm taking the over 9.5 in this one. All right, next and final game for the show. Washington plus 1.5 at St. Louis with the total at an even 9 runs. Currently, the Cards are the Moneyline favorites at $1.13. And at the moment, 62% of the action's on Washington to get the job done. If you like the Nats in this one, I get those bets in quick, all right, because that line's moving. Tonight's probables: Gio Gonzalez for the Nats, Michael Wacha for the Cards. And speaking of St. Louis, they went out and attacked this very good Nationals team in an 8-1 drubbing last night at Busch Stadium. That's going to make it their 3rd straight in their impressive 5-1 stretch in their last 6. They're doing great right now. This rumbling Cardinals team is also a respectable 18-14 as the official home favorite. But if you think these red-hot Cards are a lock to win, keep in mind they're just 9 for 24 in their matchups with teams over 500. They're also facing a Nationals team who are some true road warriors, winning 61% of their games away from home. They're also winning 62% of their games going up against teams around the 500 mark. So with all that in mind, the case for bettors on both sides can certainly be made. I think if you're picking either side, you got some serious equity either way. But as for me, I'm going to quickly take a look at some total run breakdown here. Washington games are 2-2 for the overs in the last 4. Meanwhile, on the other side, Cards games are 2-2 for the overs themselves. The case for both sides can certainly be made. And with that said, let's throw some darts and pick a winner in this one. All right, although the Cards are hot, they've won just 6 of 14 games when Michael Wacha makes the start. Also, the Moneyline equity for the Nats is outstanding. I'm getting even money for the Nats to get the job done on the road. Like I said, they're a great road team. I think the Washington Nationals will win tonight's matchup outright for some even money. And when it comes to the total, best of luck to you, folks. I have no idea. I got nothing for you. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you, I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.